Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set up the two stored procedures that we need to insert the order details into the database. So if we go to keep the table structures handy so you can refer to them if you need to, we're going to add a new stored procedure. We're going to call it insert order. So the first parameter is going to be the total. And we're going to give this a type of small money. Then the next parameter that we're going to take is going to be the customer. And this is going to be a type of varchar 50. Then the next one is going to be the order status. So we'll just call this status. And this again is going to be a varchar, and it's going to be of length 50. One more parameter that we're going to have this time, it's going to be an output parameter. So once we've returned a row into the order table, we want to basically send back a parameter which is basically telling us what's the ID of the order we just entered, so that we can link it through to the order items. So order ID, and this is going to be an int as well. I'm going to define it as an output by writing the letter output afterwards. Next, define the insert statement. So insert into orders values. Now, in order to insert the current date, there's a SQL function called getDate, which will get the current date. So we use that. Then the next one we're going to enter is customer. No, let's look at the table. So order ID is inserted automatically. Order date we've just got. The next one is total. Then after total, customer. After customer, status. Just going to save this to check I don't have any mistakes. Finally, we're going to set the value of the order ID to that of what was just inserted. And there's a function in SQL called scope identity. And this will basically give the value of the recent ID just inserted into the table. So if I save that, it's fine. That's our first stored procedure done. Now, as you can see, I've called mine insert order. So I'm going to change that. So and that's this. And the next thing we're going to do is create the other stored procedure to insert the order item. So add new stored procedure, this time insert order item. So these are the individual items that you've ordered. And we're going to set up the parameters for this one. Now first of all, I want to look at the table structure so I get everything right. So this time we're going to pass it through the order ID, which is an integer. Then the next one is a product ID. This is also an integer. And lastly, quantity. Now, again, all we need to do is a very simple insert statement. Insert into order items values. Now the order item ID is inserted automatically, so we just need to specify the remaining three. It's order ID, product ID, and then quantity. Oh, I've made a mistake. Oh, basically I needed to define this. So that's our two stored procedures done. So next we need to finish off the method in the cart page. So if we open up cart.aspx and go to the Solution Explorer, look at cart page, cart.aspx, we should find our pay button. Now let's do this before we do the PayPal stuff. So certain stuff we need to set up first of all. Because we're going to be doing connecting to the database, we need to set up a SQL connection. So SQL connection, I'm not sure if I've already CON. So we're going to need to import this system.data.SQL client first of all, is equal to new SQL connection, and then we're going to pass this through a connection string. Or we can do it like this if we like. Con dot connection string is equal to, and let's go to the config. We can take this from the web config file using configuration manager. We just resolve that as well. And right here dot connection strings, and we call the connection string. I just need to go and check. So you can open up your web config. So I called it ASP.NET connection string. So go back here and set the connection string to ASP.connection string, and so now we've set the connection string. Now the next thing we're going to need to do is set up a SQL command. And that's equal to new SQL command. We need to set SQL command cmd, SQL command, or even now other things we need to do is we need to set up new parameters as well. So SQL parameter, now parameter. So let's look at our stored procedures now. The first stored procedure we're going to look at is insert order. So the first SQL parameter order date is equal to we didn't need a parameter for the date because that's automatic. So the first parameter that we're setting up is total, and the SQL parameter is called total. It's small money, and the total value, let's get this from the session. So let's say convert to double, and then we're going to put the okay. So okay, so I've done the total. Now the next one that we're going to be looking at is customer. So